Okay, thank you everybody so much for joining us today. We have something special going on. I've invited a guest, Jennifer Jimbere, which is a super fun name, and she's going to be covering with us all about LinkedIn. Now, I know a lot of real estate agents, they have a LinkedIn profile, but after they set it up, they don't ever do anything except for add friends through the email system, but they never actually go back to LinkedIn. So she's going to basically uncover LinkedIn and all the different ways that we actually could be leveraging it. So there's a time and place for everybody. Some people, this is going to be perfect time. They need to set up their account or they have to refresh their account. And then other people, they might just get some prospecting tips and ideas on how they can actually generate some business from it. So Jennifer, also, can you introduce the name of your coaching company?
Jimbere Coaching and Consulting.
Perfect. And thank you for being with us. And so you have the stage. Go ahead and take us through. And then as you're doing it, I'm going to subtly interrupt you with different ideas from a real estate perspective.
Absolutely. Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity, Danny. And I appreciate the mindset of abundance that you have. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
My privilege to share with everyone today the platform that has been one of my top 2 successful client attractive strategies. Before we get into the learning, Danny may have mentioned to you on, whether his group or on a sales page or some information about this, that my background is coaching, change management, and the science of well-being. So why not start with one of those practices right at the beginning here with you? So one of the practices from the science of well-being is, if you can repeat this with me, say it out loud or to yourself, it's up to you. But it's actually calling good in. So the statement is, I am open and receptive to all good. So when
I'm open and receptive to all good. I want to play along.
When you say that, how did it feel? For everyone?
How can it not feel good?
It does feel good, right?
Yeah.
For everyone, it might not have felt natural. But what I'd like you to do is kind of open your arms wide and say it aloud or in your head, I am open and receptive to all good. Because when we're on the lookout for the good, we will find it. I'd like you to be open and receptive to the information we're going to share with you today, as I know that LinkedIn used effectively will grow your business. So the opportunity is really great. So I'm going to paint a little bit of a picture for you. So what is the opportunity on LinkedIn for business growth? Well, there's over 450 million users. The users go there to be in a professional environment, to learn, connect, and do business with each other. When it launched, however, it was more like an online resume, and that has definitely changed. So if you're thinking LinkedIn isn't for me, I want to go back to that statement I started with. I am open and receptive to all good. So now it connects people from all over the world for projects, collaboration, referrals, and business-to-business sales. I knew LinkedIn was a gold mine for my business, and as a business owner, I needed to be a prospector. So what are some of the challenges or maybe myths about LinkedIn? People may still think that LinkedIn is an online resume. The many professionals that I've presented to and completed a LinkedIn overhaul were shocked and had no idea how they could leverage the platform for growth until they learned the tool and details. I've heard them say, I had no idea I could use it this way. One agent that I worked with who was skeptical had a new listing within 2 weeks after doing her LinkedIn overhaul. I expect to share with you kind of the situation for myself so that you have an idea of where I'm coming from before I take you through the platform. So I was in corporate for 17 years, and when I shifted into entrepreneurship, it was a different ball game altogether. I invested heavily in my site and all of the things I needed to go out looking like I meant business. I bought the top spot for 411.ca so that when someone searched business coaching in Ontario, I came up. I was posting here and there on social media, which included LinkedIn, and was wondering what was happening after I got my first large contract, because there was a bit until the next business came. And I was doing all the right critical sales activities and following my business plan, yet the income wasn't consistent, and it was hard work. So I want to share with you today some tips and actually show you some of the important functions of the tool. So what shifted for me is when I took the time to create a plan on social media, I wanted to be known as knowledgeable, driven, and positive. So I showed up. I primed people's thinking of me that way, and I showed up every Monday to Friday consistently. So consistency pays dividends on this platform and in all other areas of sales. So the obstacle that I faced and that many of us do face is that we need to find new clients. It's really great when we can create a strategy that helps us be top of mind, that has our messages kind of coming into our inbox dinging. So my call to action to you is I want to share a few wins as we go through using LinkedIn for Business so that you know why you might want to pay attention to the platform and potentially build out your profile. So I don't know what kind of experience, Danny, you've had on LinkedIn. I'm hoping that you can share one of your wins too, but I'll just share three quickly with you. So sure. I had no idea that someone was watching me, no likes, no comments on any of my posts. Then one day I had an appointment in my calendar. It's an employment lawyer in Toronto. After talking to her for 5 minutes, she said, "I'm sending my clients to you." She'd been seeing what I was sharing online for about 5 months, and she knew that I knew my stuff, and she now intends to send 10 to 14 clients to me a month.
Nice. Wow, that was a big one.
Yeah. So also, when you grow your connections to a certain number, as well as a certain number of followers, you work your way up to influencer status on the platform. And I think I'm on my way. About 2 months ago, I received a message from LinkedIn that asked me to be an expert in the career advice channel. I happily selected my topics that I was confident to speak on, and they're now sending potential clients my way.
Oh, cool.
And then the third one that I thought was important to share was, as realtors, getting on podcasts might be something that would be a goal of yours. And when you have this global platform, you can be discovered outside of your normal connections. So I was discovered by a global platform for coaches called Coachella. They picked 20 coaches from around the world for their launch, and I was one of them. These are just a few examples of how LinkedIn has helped grow my business. And I want to talk about the platform and show you around.
Cool. Okay, so before you do that, I'll share a couple of real estate spins on how I used it. Mm-hmm. Up in the top is a search bar, so you can search. So I used to actually search for people based on like their job title and that sort of thing. So I would connect with people who, and the cool thing about when you do a search and then you do the filtering, you can actually save that as like a daily alert. So LinkedIn will check every day or every week or whatever for the new people that fit that match. And then it would email me a whole list of fresh prospects. So I used to have it set up to search for real estate investors, that sort of thing. I used to always use it for growing our office. So anybody who goes to our real estate school, the Ontario Real Estate Association. So I would trigger that. Anybody who adds that to their profile, I get notified about it. And then I would contact them and say, "Hey, I noticed you're just getting into real estate." And then I would offer them something. And then agent-to-agent referrals. So anybody who is a real estate agent in the area, as soon as somebody new got on LinkedIn, I would reach out to them and I would offer them something of value, usually something that's training related through our brokerage. And then I would just connect with them and be like, "Hey, you on Facebook?" "Yeah, me too." And then that's because I usually hang out on Facebook. That's like my mainstay. And so I would connect with people from LinkedIn, get them onto the platform I actually use on a daily basis, and work them for agent-to-agent referrals. But I was never spammy, like, "Hey, I'm an agent, you're an agent, I work Oshawa, give me your referrals." It was more of like there was more of an onboarding process, but I used LinkedIn to identify who are the new people that just created an account or updated their account with this criteria, email it to me, and then I'll contact them. So that's how I use LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing. Before we get started, what I'd like to know is maybe using the chat function, if that works. How many of us are already using LinkedIn for Business? In the chat, can you put an A if it's yes, frequently I'm on here? Can you put a B if it's somewhat regularly? And can you put a C if it's not at all?
I'm going to say it's going to be B or C. A couple A's coming in, a B and a C. Somebody's both. Yeah. Generally speaking, most people are going to be B, C's, I'm assuming.
Somewhat regular. Okay. So what I want to do is show you my profile and talk through some of the really important elements. And then there's an opportunity for us to help personalize a strategy for your business if you want to. But first, let's start with the profile. So most of the people have their LinkedIn accounts set up, right? So as you said, Jenny, it's a lot of set it and forget it. And so this is an active platform, and we want to be leveraging it if we want to build relationships, if we want to be top of mind, and we want to set ourselves apart. Because if most people are not showing up and using the functions here, you can easily set yourself apart from the crowd. So first, what we want to do is obviously have a professional photo of you updated, something that isn't from 15 years ago. We want to use something that if somebody was to see you out at a networking event or at the grocery store, that they would recognize you, right? Next.
Well, we are talking to real estate agents, so they are commonly known to have outdated photos.
So professional shots, usually every 6 months for me. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's important for you to have that kind of fresh look and something professional. So how you would update that, if you weren't sure how, is you would use this pencil icon. So there's a lot of functions in LinkedIn that would have you using this icon. Next, you want to make sure that your profile has a banner that speaks to you, that has somewhat of your personality and potentially a call to action. So you'll notice on my banner, we've got the book, Dream Boldly, I Dare You, that I was in, and we've got the laptop showing kind of I'm here, there, and everywhere with the laptop, and that call to action saying, live life better than good, which is part of my branding for Thrive Experts. So
I actually pre-made a LinkedIn banner for everybody, and we'll include it on this episode. So make a note, please. It says, ask me about real estate. It's got a for sale sign. It looks really clean and professional, and it works with all brands, and it fits. So I'm going to give everybody that as a re-download.
That's an awesome bonus content, because you can play quite a while to get the right sizing here for LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next, obviously we want to have our name. If you have a slogan, potentially using that slogan inside of your profile summary. All of that can be done using this pencil icon. One of the things that I recognize from a lot of profiles is that when you go to the contact info, so if you're on your iPad or your computer now, click that button on your own profile and see whether or not your LinkedIn profile is customized. Because a lot of times what happens is it'll be Danny 12345 or whatever it is, and you can customize that. And I'm going to show you right now how to do that.
That's cool. Yeah, because a lot of times it's random gibberish, and here you could actually use this on a business card, maybe. If you needed it in print, it's cleaner.
And when you copy and paste this to somewhere, whether it's on Facebook or wherever you're playing, you're subliminally kind of teaching. So I'm saying hire Jennifer Jimbere, right? So you can customize that to whatever you would like to do, but you want to make sure this is completely filled out. So your email, any other social accounts, your phone number, website. So let's assume that yours is not customized the way mine is. I'm going to X out, and I'm going to take you to where you're going to make that edit. So to the top right, it says edit public profile URL.
I actually use the same strategy. I use call Dan today, or call Dan Woods. I put the word call in it because I want people to call me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So you use that little pencil icon and then make your custom link. So I'm just going to give you a minute now to go ahead and do that, because as you're sharing this profile out, it's helping them come back to you, but also think of you.
There's actually a tool. Can you open up a new tab while people are doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And then type in social media name checker. I forget what it's called, but anyway, social media name checker, and just hit search. Namecheck.com. So click on namecheck. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what you do is type in anything there. So type in call Dan today, all one word. Okay, and then you hit search, and it's going to actually search every single platform, every single URL, and show you what's available, what's not available. So if you want something that's consistent across all of them, you can check this way before you start registering them.
That's awesome.
So when you scroll down below this ad, it actually would have showed, that's okay. They got the idea. Anyways, that's a really, really cool tool. So whenever I'm starting a new program or a new brand, I always go here first, and I make sure I want my Facebook, my YouTube, my LinkedIn, Twitter. I want the same name across all of them. And so I go to that tool there, and it's free.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hit cancel because I don't need to update mine, and I'm going to go back to LinkedIn here on my profile. So as we go through, you know that we have this opportunity to share our profile summary, and we do that by looking at this space. This is, I think, the second most important space on LinkedIn. So one of your most important spaces is your banner, and it sounds like Danny's already solved that for you, so that's awesome. If we come down here, this is your meeting card. This is what people are learning about you when they come to your profile. So I have a formula for this, and I suggest that it's create a belief statement, tell them why that's important, and then share 4 to 6 bullets about how you help people. And then make sure if you have a tagline or a saying that's included, and your contact info goes here again. So don't rely on the contact info up top. In every one of your experience sections or your profile summary, you want to add your contact information again. So I'm inviting everyone to think about this formula. So what is your belief statement? Why did you get in to real estate? What is it about your work that's unique? And how do you help people?
I would also include the areas that you serve, because some people, like, for example, the GTA area, I would only be Oshawa, Whitby, Pickering, and Ajax, and I would want those keywords in there. So I would actually, if you're a real estate agent, which I know you all are, put the areas that you serve. And, there was a question, but she answered her own question. And then, Susan, the name check thing was so that you can actually see the username, like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, they all have a username, right? And you can check if they're available before you register them all. It's just a way to be consistent with your branding. The other note I would add is if you're adding what areas you serve in here, I would also include a link to your buyer page and a link to your seller page with a call to action about each.
Mm-hmm. Right down here, after you've put those how you help, that should be in exactly what you're saying is that call to action section. So for me, I'm really encouraging people to book in time for a 15-minute call, whatever that looks like for you. Yep. Maybe you want to direct them to sign up for your email list. And then the realtor that I worked with earlier this week, we added the specialties in his team here under specialties. So, he laid out that there were 4 members of the team, and here's what their specialties are, and here's what he does. And in that, he described the whole area that they cover.
Cool. Yeah. So that's basically like your email signature, by the way. So whatever you're using in your email signature should be powerful. And if that's the case, then I would put it here. And then if not, what you write out here could go into your email signature, vice versa. If this is actually stronger, then update your email signature, because a lot of people aren't leveraging that properly.
Very true. Next, the section at the bottom is an opportunity. Most people have this blank, and it's a great way for you to showcase your talents, your knowledge. So is everyone familiar with canva.com, or where do you create your graphics? Is it Stencil?
Yep. No, we did a whole session on Canva in the past showing them step by step.
Okay. So this, for example, was created in Canva. So it allows me to highlight that productivity with people is one of the things that I work on all the time. So you can visit this as a visitor to my site and gain useful information, download it, view it, whatever you want. And it allows you to kind of get a feel for me and what it is I'm sharing. So for everyone on the line, how would you use this to highlight something? Give us a couple of ideas in the chat.
Well, I'll tell you one while they're typing. Buyer presentation or seller presentation, take a screenshot, boom, 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 and then you have a little slideshow that people could work through. If not that, I'll give another idea, real estate investing, or all the different areas that you help people with. So some of you work with relocation, some of you work with REOs in the States, some of you work with corporate relocation, which I already said, real estate investing, by power of sales, duplexes, triplexes, multiplexes, unique waterfront property or farms, residential versus commercial. So there's all, like, real estate's got a lot of different ways that people can step in the game. So that you could like make something on Canva that highlights all that at the bottom. Now, if it's blank, like I see the picture and I see the little like notepad icon. What is it like? When you click on one of them, and it opens up the photo, and then you can actually add text underneath.
So
is that a description?
If they view it, so they'd be directed to another site that would kind of show it in bigger scale. And so you wouldn't be able to make edits to it because you've loaded it into the system. But somebody could download this, and now I have my branding on their desk.
Oh, I see you're using SlideShare, so it's a third-party thing. What if a person doesn't have SlideShare? Can they just upload the photo?
Yep, absolutely.
In that spot?
Yeah, so one of the things that I was thinking of as you were talking is, what if you had a top 10 for staging your house? Your top 10 tips for staging your house. What if you had, fastest way to sell your home? What if you had your 5 inside secrets to listing and selling quickly? Whatever it is that is your specialty that can highlight your knowledge, you could create it and use up some of this space.
Good spot for agent testimonials too.
Absolutely. If you create a graphic that is custom to your branding, you can load those right there.
Nice. Highlighting the team also. You could, if you are a part of a team, you could have each person on a different photo.
Ooh, that'd be neat. Yep. So how you would update that once you've created it is you just use this pencil icon and then add media. So once we scroll in, we've got to go all the way down to the bottom section and then upload.
Okay, cool. And you use the link button because you're using SlideShare, right? That's the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I was to save it to my computer and it's a document or PDF, I would just hit upload. Otherwise, I'm linking it too.
Can you upload videos? Oh, you can. It says documents, sites, videos. So you guys could even upload videos too. Cool.
So I'm going to show you an example of a video that I just loaded because we have a new program running for Thrive Experts. So if we go down here, you'll see that this program loads as a video as soon as I click it. So I'm not going to do that now, but
okay, cool.
It's extra media.
What if a person had a YouTube link? Can a person use a YouTube link and it would work?
Yep.
Okay. Shihab, can you make a note? I'm going to give them that buyer video and seller video as well as a download. I have two animated videos already made for people.
Very good.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay,
cool.
So once we complete your client attracting profile, because those are the important elements, they need to have your look, your feel, your words, and you need to be priming people's thinking of you. So, what 3 adjectives do you want people using when they describe you? It should be coming up in that profile summary. Next, how many connections do you have? What are your followers? What is your activity? How often are you actioning the different elements? And we will go through that in a little bit, maybe 10 minutes, once I go through all of the elements of a complete profile. So Next, we want experience. We want to spell out, who are you? What are you doing? How do I contact you? So for Thrive Experts, that's the most recent experience. It's a third company that I launched with a counselor and therapists, and we work with people on their performance. So this shows the different modules that we have, and then there's a call to action to our site where there are 5 ways that you can sign up for 5 ways to thrive. So there's a guided meditation, there's a strengths finder, there's all kinds of things there to support you. Then again, we end with email, phone, so that we get in contact with people. So the contact comes back again. There's our media.
Can you use emojicons in there? Do you think that would work?
You can. I would be cautious on how many you were using here on this platform, but yes, you can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so then I uploaded our logo, and then obviously this is the sales page for that program, and this is a video, a promo video.
Cool. So I'm going to give everybody a video that they can do a direct upload. However, I would actually suggest that you upload it to your YouTube channel first and then use the YouTube link. That way you can get organic views on 2 platforms.
Very good. Then my next experience is being an author in that best-selling book, Dream Boldly, I Dare You. So I spell out the book. I tell them here's how they can get a hold of me for a personalized copy. And then I loaded the media for those 2 covers so that people, if they look at it, can see what the book looks like.
Ooh, that's a pretty cover. I like that.
Thank you. This is the first one that came out Thanksgiving 2 years ago. And I had just finished the positive psychology course that I was taking. And the book was ranking on Amazon like the books in the program that I took. It was outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then next we've got the Radical Joy Seeking Women's Club, which is my second business, which is an online subscription community for women to come in and get access to 3 coaches on demand through subscription. So again, there's a video of our group. There's an introduction to it. My article on why I wanted to start Radical Joy for Women, and then another promo video. So you can load up several pieces under media to highlight your business. And then last, Jimbere Coaching and Consulting. So it's been about 7.5 years. So I highlight, how do I help? What do I have? How do you contact me?
Question from somebody. It says, is SlideShare a subscription-based platform?
So if you go into Canva, you can use their free platform and then create a SlideShare. So if you upload different images and different pieces that they charge for, then you would be paying. But most everything up top that I shared was free.
Oh, wait. You made the SlideShare through Canva, or you made the images in Canva, then went to SlideShare and uploaded?
So when I made the Canva images, it uploaded to SlideShare.
Oh, okay. So, and then I'm assuming SlideShare does have a pay to play, but there's also a free version. And so you're using the free version?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because those are just one way to layer out, ways for people to connect with me. So then as we continue, it's experience. We want to spell out the experience, any accomplishments. So for anyone on the line who's, one centurion or had some specific accomplishment inside of your industry, you probably want to call those out in your profile. Yeah,
I used to list off the awards that we would get, and then I would list off that I was a regional director for the association, and that's perfect for adding all that stuff. But I actually see another opportunity here is you could even put sections like co-founder of the Real Estate Investing Club, and then have it go to an evergreen webinar or something. You could use it as a breaking up little call to actions too.
Yeah, so that could be an added experience that you put in, and a category for experience versus adding it all under the one role.
Yeah.
Next, we want to highlight education. So you may know if you visited my site that I'm kind of a continuous, never-ending learner. I have 13 degrees and certificates, and I'll keep going. So if you are also a continuing person who likes to continue education, you can use this function to highlight that you, for example, are really strong at negotiations, that you took social media for business, that, whatever it is that would be a course that would serve you and your clients, you might want to update it. And how you do that, again, is just using the pencil icon and uploading the information. So has everyone on the line heard of Coursera or edX, ED small x?
I can tell you I haven't.
Oh, this is a golden nugget from our time together. Okay, so in the chat, maybe because I'm on full screen, I won't be able to type it right now. Could you type in ED and then a small x And could you type in for them Coursera, Coursera. So if you go to their sites, you'll notice that they have a lot of free courses. They have verified certificates as well. Like I have taken the verified certificate for positive psychology, right? You'll notice from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. But all of the courses there's hundreds of selections. I just completed one from Harvard. You can go in and update your education versus leaving it to, I did a BA in 1992 or whatever date it was for you. By staying current and highlighting that, you're showing whoever's coming to your profile and potentially a prospective client that you are always trying to stay on the cutting edge.
That's cool. And can you make a note that there too, when we upload this video, we'll include a direct link to that Coursera thing, if you could type that. Cool.
And there'll be tons of courses that would be of value for your audience here. There's negotiation.
Man. I'm sure there's like NLP, like the sales training, language, that sort of thing. But there might even be some social media stuff. That's cool.
Yep. Okay, next we want to cover off any volunteer experience. So if you're somebody who always gets involved in the Century 21 Golden Gala, which is what happens here in Woodstock, you would list that out, that you are a lead in that project in the community, etc. So you'll see I was
every brand, every big brand, and even a lot of independents, they've all got their own yearly charity. So that's an awesome. I bet 90% of the people watching this video, their brokerage is a part of a charity that they could list here.
Yes. And maybe they would list out last year's fundraising goal was this, and we hit that. Thank you for your support. Okay. Next, skills and endorsements. This is a very important place for you to land. So in your office, how many agents are there? I know here in Woodstock, there's about 147 agents in our community. So there's one office that has a lot of those people. If I know working with that person that they are really strong at social media, or they are really strong at contract negotiations, etc., I can list the skill, I can add it to my profile, and then go to that person and say, Danny, I think you know that I'm pretty good at coaching and leadership development and training. Would you mind endorsing me for those skills? Danny, I noticed that you're really good at social media and you're really good at business development. So I'm going to endorse you for those. Thank you for the reciprocity.
Simple. It's a lot better doing it that way than just being spammy.
Yeah. And you want to make sure that people know you. They know they've seen your work. So when you come to somebody's profile, if you're a prospective client of a coaching professional, if you come to their profile and you see that there are 10 endorsements for the skill, it feels a lot different than if you come to their profile and there's 150 endorsements for that skill.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so just update your skills if you don't currently have them updated. It doesn't matter that you don't have, 700 endorsements right now, but what's important is that you start and you build that out so that you're continuing to build brand and online credibility. Next, recommendations. You've all dealt with a lot of clients, a lot of professionals that have worked with you before. Putting out your recommendations is just like having a happy clients page on your website, right? Having that out and available for people to stop by your profile and realize how many people you've helped in the past is important. So when you come to happy clients on JimbereCoachingandConsulting.com, you're going to find all different people on here as you would over on LinkedIn, as you would over on Facebook. So there's more than 80 recommendations online. So use this portion to help your clients refer you, because really a recommendation is potentially a referral.
Totally.
Okay, the last section here is accomplishments. So again, if you had won Centurion or you received an award for a course that you were in, anything like that, you can include your accomplishments and interests. So when you list your interests, what you're doing is telling LinkedIn what information you want to see, right? So by telling that, by sharing your interests in a field or in an influencer or whoever it is, you're helping your homepage be fed with information that would be of interest to you. Okay.
So the real estate agents could list off all the companies. So each of the brands, they would have definitely a profile. You could search them up, tag them. The real estate coaches, there's tons of real estate coaches. Search them up, add that. Authors who speak, like Robert Kiyosaki for investing in real estate, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then now you could be sharing that content so that when somebody is seeing your feed, it's not always about you.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Because your homepage, you should have a strategy for what it is you're sharing Monday to Friday, and we can work on that. But if you can add in added value pieces like you just suggested, that's really good. So your home section here allows you to upload images, upload a video. Maybe you've done a promo video. I love that last video that you did, by the way. I don't know if it was your last one, but you were out by the pool on a lounge chair?
Oh, eating the orange. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could upload that video or an image or write an article. So here's another kind of golden nugget to LinkedIn that a lot of people are not using that I really invite you to start using. So you can write an article by going to your website. You can create your blog, and then that is your first point of contact. You create your blog inside of your website first. So I'm going to a trip to South Africa on a mission. So I wrote the blog there. As soon as I write the blog and finish it on my site, I'm going to copy and paste it and literally put it over here as an article.
Right.
And then now I have a whole bunch. There's 64 different articles on LinkedIn that people can, run across or search or learn about me. It's just one more platform that drives more links to your website, because inside of my published pieces that I put on LinkedIn, obviously I'm going to have a link to my site in it.
I saw that take off a couple times. One guy wrote about a major brokerage changed in the local area. Like it was like a virtual style brokerage, and there was a big one, and they went under. So he did a whole blog about it, but he did it on LinkedIn, and that had hundreds of shares. Yeah. And I think if he had just like wrote it personally, versus writing it on the LinkedIn, I think it got more shares because it looked like it was an actual article, LinkedIn, professional, whatever, versus him just spouting his opinion on Facebook. So he was still spouting his opinion, but it got so many shares. And I mean, the same thing, the Canadian government just raised interest rates this week. So if you wrote up a little blog, what's it called on LinkedIn here?
It's called an article.
So I write that up as an article and then share it on your Facebook. And then I think you'd get more shares, possibly.
And you saw that in the one I just shared with you, it has links right to all three of my businesses in it.
Right.
Okay, so that's the home function. We can leverage that by scrolling through just like we scroll through for Facebook, right? Or we can use the My Network button. So My Network is where you may see some requests to have the opportunity to connect with people. So Christine, I'm going to accept, and it'll tell you recommended. Oh, maybe I'm not connected or something. Recommended people for me. It'll tell me my current connections, what hashtags I'm using. And this is where, if we go to My Network, we're able to use that search function that we already talked about, right? So
where do you use a hashtag in your articles? Like when you post something?
When I go and post an image, I would grab that image and then put my content in, and I would use either their recommended hashtags like coaching or leadership or my regular hashtags. If I don't see them come up as a recommendation, I'll just add them in. But on this platform, you want to be cautious that you're not loading more than 4 or 5 tags.
Right.
So you don't want this platform to look like Instagram because it just will look off.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we go back to my network, we can search people and we can search locations. I want to search in Toronto and I want to search second connections. And the people that I want to connect with is, I think I already told it that I wanted banking. So let's say I want real estate instead. Oh, I need to clear it first. Sorry. Give me 1 sec.
Okay.
Oh, it really knows that I like banking. I want to search realtor. And somehow we have all right, well, today we're going with higher education. And so it shows me different opportunities in that industry. But instead of jobs, what I want is I want to go people. And then I can search everybody who's second connection to me. So we can obviously use our laptop to connect and send a message to that person. If, for example, one of the people that I pulled up, let's say Stephen, was a third connection to me instead of a second connection. Are you confident, Danny, that everyone on the line with us knows the difference between first, second, and third connections, or should I take a second there?
I know they won't. I do, but I know they won't. Some won't, anyways.
So first connection, Danny and I are now connected on LinkedIn, so we are first connections. One of you that's on the line, we may not yet be connected on LinkedIn, and I would welcome your connection request. You would be considered a second connection to me because Danny and I are connected. He's connected to you, but we're not yet connected, so you're second. Third is that you're one person away from connecting with me. So Danny is no longer in the picture, and we're not yet connected. So on LinkedIn, you can use their premium account in order to connect with people who are third connections from you. Sometimes, if they're not an influencer because they don't have more than 10 to 20,000 followers, you can connect with them using your phone by using the LinkedIn app and then hitting the connect button when you search their name. So you circumvent the tool and connect with someone who's a third connection from you should you really want to.
Oh, that's a neat trick. Yeah.
Okay, next, we might kind of skip jobs because I don't know that anyone right now is looking to.
No.
There. But messaging. Yeah. Obviously, we want to action our messages timely. You know, what is your own customer service excellence? That's up to you. But using that function to respond is important. And you might have some messages sitting in there that you didn't know were there. So I encourage you to take a look at your messaging. And I have I have a program that talks to you about productivity strategies to leverage this to the benefit that I've seen from using it. This is maybe it's the second or third. I can't remember if we said 2 already, but this is kind of the third LinkedIn gold to me. So the notifications, what I've heard from people is, oh, it's so annoying. It's telling me that somebody's birthday. It's telling me that somebody's 5 years in their real estate. It's like, it's not annoying.
Oh, what was that last thing? There was like a static noise. What was the second reason?
That it's telling me
birthdays.
5 years in real estate. It's so annoying that I get notified of that. And my response is, how is that annoying? It's an opportunity for you, if you're open and receptive to all good, to action it so that you become top of mind for someone. So when it says happy birthday, you want to just click it and let LinkedIn do its thing because it automatically gives you a prompt to start the dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's been a long time. Haven't talked to you in a while. Happy birthday.
Mm-hmm. You know, oh my goodness, I can't believe it's 5 years that you've been in real estate. What do you need help with now? What's happening with your growth?
That's a cool question. I like your questions.
Thank you. Thank you. So those are the functions that we really want to pay attention to, and absolutely your notifications matter. In the course that I've created, I talk to you about setting a goal to increase your connections and use LinkedIn for business growth. If you create a strategy on how you will show up Monday to Friday in this platform, you can differentiate yourself. I have no doubt about it.
Can we do a search for a mortgage broker in Toronto?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just literally type it like that? That's cool.
Let's see. See if LinkedIn likes it or not.
See, LinkedIn had an older version of the platform where they actually had a filter, and it was so easy. It was just like job title, type in mortgage broker, area, you type in Toronto, and then it kind of like an MLS searching for a house. I find this new one kind of confusing.
What company would broker be with? What do we have? What's the name of a brokerage?
Well, isn't there another filtering option other than this just random search bar? I guess not, eh?
It seems like I'm frozen on this page. I'm going to hit refresh for 1 sec.
Okay.
See if that helps us out. The internet that I'm on isn't cooperating. I don't know. But yes, you're right. There is that opportunity to drill down a bit more and to.
So the idea is I would search mortgage broker in your area. It'll give you a list of all of them, and all the people that are like 2 connections or 1 connections away, I would reach out to them and say, hey, notice you're a mortgage broker. Do you or anybody you work with have a home buying seminar or a real estate investing seminar? I just want to talk about some ideas. Maybe we could do something together. And you throw that out to 20 or 30 people. I'm sure you're going to get 2 or 3 that respond and like, yeah, we got something for you. And they can help you because they've already got that content created.
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing that I wanted to share with you guys. This came from one of the courses that I took in positive psychology, is the VIA Signature Strength Survey. If we're operating from our strengths, our work becomes a bit easier. So you can take the free VIA Signature Survey by signing up, and they don't spam you or anything. You take 5-10 minutes to create the survey, and then it gives you your list of top strengths. So the website is viacharacter.org.
Okay, cool.
Outside of that, on my website, there are opt-ins for you to subscribe for 5 free coaching myths and tips, because I believe when you take a coach approach, you change the conversations with your clients when you're in sales. And we also have change management tips. So if your team is going through growth and you're adding more members to the team, or if you'd like to increase your positive emotions because things just have not been going the way that you want them to, there's 5 free tips there from the Science of Wellbeing.
And you also do it where you'll connect with a person and walk them through updating their LinkedIn and tightening things up?
Yeah, so if we go to training, Jimbere Coaching and Consulting.com, I'm just hoping that the site, because it seems like there's something happening with the internet connection here. But okay. You can hear me clearly, right?
Oh yeah, you're good.
So there should be nothing wrong. So you can go to training.JimbereCoachingandConsulting.com. I'm going to type that inside of the chat for us. And you'll have access to this course, LinkedIn for Business Growth, where I go in detail with you on the important elements of LinkedIn in way more detail than we did today because we had a very short window. And there's a 1-hour LinkedIn overhaul with a local realtor where I take his LinkedIn account and go line by line through it with him and help you create a strategy as well. So this is...
Oh, that's cool. Well, actually, somebody from the group says I was on another coaching session with Jennifer. She's awesome and really knows LinkedIn. So you've got a fan on here and you don't even know.
Thank you. So
so when we're done, type out that link, and then Shihab will include that on the page as well when we do the email.
Perfect. Yeah, so the program itself is about 2 hours. It's 147, and there's options if you want private coaching on that page too. Just let me know. If you want results with this platform, if you understand that this will help you grow your business, then I invite you to this course.
Cool. Well, okay, so we'll end off by saying I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody being with us. And if there's any questions and we hang up and you're in the middle of typing it, just email me the question and I'll make sure to get it to you, the answer for you. So the video is going to get recorded and posted on Monday evening like usual. And then we'll update you with what our next date, time, and topic is going to be all about. Jennifer, that was awesome. You even showed me a couple things that I don't know, which is perfect because that's why I had people like you on. And so, yeah, this is really, really cool. I wish, well, you know what? Let me share my screen. Anybody who's on the call, you're free to leave if you want, but I am going to go to LinkedIn. I really want to see that filtering.
And if there's any questions, I'm here.
Yeah, type out your questions. We'll just hang out for a bit.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm kind of hacking away here. Okay, so there used to be a search thing. Okay, let me do search for people. And then, okay, so here's the filter here. Okay, so I click on filters. Boom, this is what I'm looking for. So I click on filters and I'm going to say job title, mortgage. And then I'm going to say location. I'll do Toronto, but you could type in your location up here, obviously. And then let's just try that for now. I'm going to hit apply. All right, so there's 8,051 of them. Okay, so back in the day, they used to have a way up here that I could turn on an alert on the older version.
I think you can set filter. I don't necessarily do that for mine now just because of where I'm at on LinkedIn, but
Okay.
I think that there's a way to set filter. When you go to the drop down for current companies, I wonder if that allows us to save, apply. Does apply mean save?
No. And the old version had a little option and you're allowed up to 3. And I had 3 different versions saved. And then, so basically right now there's 8,051. And then tomorrow when there's like 3 new people or whatever, it would just email me the 3 people instead of being overwhelmed with 8,000. So I was just being in touch with the new people. So I definitely wanted to know who were all the brand new mortgage professionals in my area, because they're in the process of, they're brand new, they're invigorated, they're growing their database, they're working their contacts for business. So I wanted to help them with that process and then also get the real estate agent relationship with them at the beginning. That way, when they actually are rolling, who are they going to give the referrals to? Me, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a Google search just because I got to show this in the video. How to save LinkedIn filter. Run a search, click the custom filter drop down, boom, boom, select save from the drop down menu.
I won't see save as an option. Mm-mm.
You know what? Okay, fine. I'm going to make it my mission today to figure this out. And then I want to make a 5-minute video only showing that part, and we'll include both videos when I upload the video. So I'm not going to hold everybody up. I'll stumble my way forward and then I'll make a clean recording like I knew what I was talking about. And I'll get that posted. But And I'll do a couple different examples. So I'll do one searching for a mortgage. I'll do one searching for a real estate investor. I'll do one searching for real estate agents. And then you can work it for referrals. Cool. Okay, so I think there's a question. If not, we'll hang up. So let me see this.
I wondered if I could ask one too before we head off.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead, ask your question.
So now that we've gone through the different functions, has your answer changed to, are you using LinkedIn for business? So in the chat, yes, I'm ready to use this powerful platform. B, I think I may want to show up more often. C, this platform is complicated and I could use some help. What would be the feedback?
Perfect. While they're typing that out, there's a question to me personally. Mary says, you always talk about giving us downloads, but I never actually see any. So Mary, when we email you, if you just scroll down in the email, like there'll be a direct link to the past session, and that past session has all the downloads associated with it. So for example, when I email you on Monday about the next date and time and topic, if you scroll down, it's going to include a link to the past session, which is the one you're on right now. When you click on that link, it'll have the video and all the downloads. Also, if you ever just can't find something, just contact me personally and I'll make sure to get it to you. Cool. A bunch of thank yous and a bunch of people saying B. So awesome. Very good. Okay, we'll end this. So thank you, everybody. Jennifer, you're awesome. Oh yeah, type out. Did you get all your links typed that you wanted? Your training one, did you type that too?
One's there as well as my email.
All right, I want to hang tight. And Shihab, can you just copy those links before we end the call? Because it'll delete them. And cool, I'm going to write down on my list to do today is going to be do a quick video on how to save a search.
Excellent. And the course is available whenever you're ready to start. It's 2 hours worth of content for you to support you to really build out that LinkedIn profile to help you be top of mind, really create some center influences and get some added referrals to your business.
Cool. Well, I know people are going to reach out to you for sure. And I appreciate that. So everybody, thank you so much. And we'll get the email out.
Thank you, Dan.
Cool. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, if you want to close more real estate transactions, get more buyer leads, and get more seller leads, click this button right here. It'll take you to our real estate group coaching page. Also, if you like this video and want more, you can subscribe by pressing this, or you can check out some of my past videos here. Enjoy!